You're watching Thai PBS World. I'm Frank Kanshi. Joining me now, of course, is the Prime Minister of Bhutan, His Excellency Tshering Tobgay, to join me now to talk about Thailand and Bhutan's relations. And of course, this time you come here for BIMSTEC Summit. In the sideline meeting, of course, Thailand and Bhutan signed the free trade agreement here. How does that really forge the collaboration, and what is the economic benefits for both countries?
Well, you're right. I've come here primarily to attend the BIMSTEC Summit, which is under the chairmanship of Thailand. And Honorable Prime Minister is doing a wonderful job in chairing the BIMSTEC Summit. I know it's going to be very successful, and her success and Thailand's success is going to bode well for the entire BIMSTEC region. But I'm not here just for BIMSTEC. I'm also here because I have many Thai friends, and to meet many of my Thai friends, and also to meet members of the Thai government, and to not just discuss any longer, but to sign the free trade agreement. And this free trade agreement is very important for both our countries. Bhutan is a small landlocked country, and the only other country we have a free trade agreement is with our very close friend and very close neighbor, India. And now we have a free trade agreement with Thailand. This shows how close our relations are, the relations between Thailand and Bhutan. This relation is not just between government to government and people to people. This friendship between our two great countries is anchored in the friendship between our two royal families. And therefore our responsibility in government is to further nurture the friendship and good relation between the two countries. And the very natural next step is a free trade agreement. We already import a lot of goods from Thailand, and we export a few goods to Thailand, but the free trade agreement is going to it's going to add to the good relations that is there between people to people. It's going to further foster it by closely integrating our economic relationships.
And you talk about, of course, this time you come to Thailand, it's sort of the people-to-people connection, economic collaboration there. One part that you just talked about, of course, is the royal state visit to Bhutan too. How important is that?
It's extremely important. His Majesty the King of Thailand, Her Majesty the Queen of Thailand, and their royal entourage will pay a state visit at the invitation of His Majesty the King to Bhutan later this month, April 25th, in fact. And in Bhutan, we are extremely excited to be able to welcome their Majesties and the royal family to Bhutan on a historic state visit. We are extremely excited because His Majesty was in Bhutan in 1991 when he was Crown Prince. So after many years, to be able to welcome him again, and this time as His Majesty the King of Thailand, all Bhutanese throughout the nation are extremely excited and are making preparations to extend a very warm welcome to their Majesties.
And it represents, of course, both countries' relations really forging to another level there. Another part we have to talk about, of course, economy. Now, at this point, of course, we have seen U.S. President Donald Trump there to impose tariff on several countries, including BIMSTEC members too. For example, Thailand 36%, India 26%, Myanmar 44%. What do you think about the function of BIMSTEC to mitigate the crisis? Because some people, of course, they already talk about, actually there's a BIMSTEC FTA is under negotiation, on the process. What do you think?
This should give impetus to all BIMSTEC member countries to fast track economic integration by way of the FTA for the BIMSTEC region. What's happening the world over should make our member countries, particularly the leaders, think very carefully on how we want to move forward within the changing environment in the world, the changing geopolitical environment in the world. I think this is an opportunity for us. What's happening elsewhere, the circumstances that are changing elsewhere, is an opportunity for the BIMSTEC region to do what it has always set out to do, to integrate our economies a lot more closely together. And again, with the leadership of the Thai government, under Honorable Prime Minister's leadership, I think we do have a good shot at making headway during the summit.
Yeah, and actually, of course, we can see both like countries, 7 member states work together to really go forward in terms of course, challenges in the future. Another part that actually you talk about Bhutan's very unique status as in landlocked country here. Of course, we have seen some, of course, superpowers as neighboring, as your neighboring countries there. What are Bhutan's strategies to really maybe mitigate the crisis and, of course, continue to welcome more foreign direct investment and tourism to the country?
Well, geographically, Bhutan is landlocked. But we really don't feel landlocked because we have a very good neighbor and extremely good relations with India.
Yeah.
So we don't feel landlocked. We are connected to India, through India, to the rest of the world. Digitally, by road, and now by rail, by air, finance, economy. So we really don't feel like locked in as such. We also have other good friends, whether it is Bangladesh or Nepal, and now Thailand. Yeah, increasingly Thailand. For us, Thailand and Bangkok is a gateway to the world.
Yeah.
And so we really don't feel landlocked as such. In terms of investment and further connectivity to India, to South Asia, to BIMSTEC, to Southeast Asia, to further the connectivity and to create opportunities for Bhutan and for this entire region. His Majesty the King has established a special administrative region along the border of India and Bhutan.
Yeah.
This special administrative region, 2,500 square kilometers, is a carbon negative city.
Yeah.
It is a biological biodiversity hotspot. And it will create a lot of opportunities for bringing in investment, doing business in the special administrative region. As a special administrative region, it will have its own government, its own laws, legal framework, judicial system. One country, two systems. So obviously, the system at the special administrative region is going to be very business friendly. There are going to be a lot of incentives to do business in and from the Gelephu Mindfulness City. And this is expected to add impetus, really, to allow further integration of the region.
Of course, you talk about Gelephu City here. Very important initiative for Bhutan and, of course, the relations with India too, the connectivity with two countries. One part is that, of course, I think some countries, they're thinking Bhutan stepping forward, of course, Gelephu City and Bitcoin too, because, of course, your country already adopted as a national reserve, I believe. So some experts in Thailand say that, okay, Thailand actually should do like what Bhutan does. What do you think about it? What's the decision process?
For Bhutan, the decision is very straightforward because we produce a lot of renewable energy from our hydropower.
Yeah.
So we can use that energy, sell that energy, or mine Bitcoin. Yeah, and I think mining Bitcoin and thinking of Bitcoin as a store of energy was the best decision.
Right. And of course, I think this is very stepping forward decisions from your government. And actually, some people say that, okay, cryptocurrency can be trusted. Some say that, okay, we still have to wait a bit. And of course, you're the spearheader at this moment in the region. Another part, actually, I want to talk about, of course, last year I went to Chulalongkorn University to listen to your speech too on the philosophy.
You were there?
Yes, I was there. So listen to you
Thank
about
you.
your philosophy, enlightened leadership. I think this is very important philosophy or ideology for our audience too. As in, of course, under this philosophy, of course, we are in a very uncertain world with uncertainties in this region globally. For example, of course, we talk about Myanmar. in this region or globally economic uncertainties too. So under your philosophy, how could we really mitigate the crisis, or we have different mindset about these issues?
Well, to address any crisis, you need leaders.
Yeah.
You need good leaders. To move, to understand the situation, the current situation, the status quo, you need good leaders.
Yeah.
To take people from where we are in the status quo to a better place, almost like a promised land, you need good leaders. Whenever there is change, to move from the status quo to a better place requires change, and whenever there's change, it involves sacrifices, and sacrifices is painful,
Yeah.
and people resist it. And so you need to have good leadership to help people on that journey of change. I believe that enlightened leadership has some value.
Yep.
And I consider enlightened leadership as leaders who exercise wisdom, courage, and compassion, and are driven by selfless service, not personal interests. Selfless service. Wisdom is important, but it's not sufficient. You need courage to implement that wisdom. And courage alone is sufficient. You need to have compassion for the fears and anxieties that people will feel along the journey whenever there is change. So wisdom, courage, compassion, driven by selfless service. Now both Bhutan and Thailand have been blessed with enlightened leaders. So this is why both our countries were never colonized.
Yeah.
This is why in both our countries our spirituality is thriving. This is why in Thailand you talk of sufficiency economy. In Bhutan, we talk of gross national happiness. This is the legacy of our enlightened kings, enlightened leaders.
Just last question for you. Of course, we've seen some, ups and downs, no matter it's in the region, in the globe. You talk about we need good leaders here. So, do you think, of course, right now on the ground, on the landscape, do you think we have good leaders now? No matter it's in the globe or in this region?
But there will be a mix of people. Yeah, some will be good leaders, some will be enlightened leaders, some leadership, the people may not understand the leadership and may not give that leadership the time needed. But there'll be all different types of leaders. What's different now is that most countries have democracies.
Yeah.
And with democracies, people will choose the leaders. And if the leaders do not deliver, are not able to exercise their leadership in a way that fulfills the hopes and aspirations of the people will get rid of the leader. Yeah, and so, if a democracy is good, if it is honest, if it is vibrant, and if the institutions of democracy are in place, I would imagine that the people will always select the best possible leader. The people know best.
Right. So, of course, thank you for your time, Prime Minister here. I understand that, of course, the enlightened leadership is to have good leaders, to have the benefits for our citizens on the ground, no matter in which country. And, of course, like what you said, democracy is very important too in each country. So today, of course, Prime Minister of Bhutan, Tshering Tobgay here to give us insight about Thailand, Bhutan relations, and, of course, issues in the region and the world. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure.
More news to come.